Sweet surrender as I love, serve, and remember.
Yes, I'm always inviting people to breathe because we hold our breaths without even realizing that we're doing that. I love the term Mothering Day, and so I'm saying Happy Mothering Day to everyone who mothers, and I think we all do in some way, but particularly those who actually mother others. Let's take another breath together. I forgot about the lights here. A young woman once asked Sufi master Hafiz, "What is a sign of someone who knows God?" Hafiz paused and looked deep into her eyes. And he said, "My dear, they've dropped the knife. Someone who knows God has dropped the cruel knife that they hold, that they often use against their tender self and others. Someone who knows God drops the cruel knife that they hold against their tender self and others." I'll repeat that. Someone who knows God drops the cruel knife that they hold against their tender self, as he says, and others. And that's what I really want us to think about today, because the cruel knife is the weapon that is often used, that we use against others and against ourselves. And I'm inviting us to look at what I call a secret weapon today, the blessing. The blessing. The blessing. Because, oftentimes the cruel knife that we use can be resentment and judgment and anger and blame, and against ourselves we use shame and guilt and regrets and all that stuff, and criticism, all that stuff that we use against ourselves, and then we use all that against each other. But the thing that we want to learn to use is a blessing. Let that become our weapon. A blessing means, how would I put it? Blessing means to wish with all of your heart, in total sincerity, the very best for someone. To wish with all your heart, from the bottom of your heart, in total sincerity, the very best for someone. To wish from the bottom of your heart, in total sincerity, the very best for someone. And the key there is total sincerity. Because we can say bless. I'm from the South, and our favorite expression is bless your heart. You know that one, right? And bless your heart is a phrase that's used just before it's an insult without being rude. It can be. But it's used just before the insult comes. Well, bless your heart, honey. You decided to wear that today? Well, bless your heart, honey. Why'd you think that was smart to do? It always starts with bless your heart, right? But what I'm talking about is not the bless your heart kind of blessing, but something that's in total sincerity, from the bottom of your heart, in total sincerity, wishing the very best for someone. And in this day and age, I think we find it difficult to do that. With some people, sometimes. We find that if someone is mean, if someone is critical, if someone is harming others, if someone is harming us, then we find it difficult to bless them. We find it difficult to wish the very best for them. And I'm sure that somebody can come to your mind right now that you wouldn't automatically wish the very best for them. I'm inviting you to do that anyway, to drop that knife and to let blessing be your weapon. Let blessing be our weapon. Let wishing the best for someone be our weapon. someone who harms us, someone who causes us great pain, someone who disregards us in some way. Allow blessing them to be our weapon. When we were in practitioner training, my daughter and I went through practitioner training together at Agape. And when we were in practitioner training, we always had a saying. When something came up, we'd say, "Oh, bless and release. Just bless and release." And she and I live together now, and we still say that a lot. Oh, bless. When something comes up, bless and release. Bless it and let it go. Bless it and let it go. Bless it and let it go. Blessing, I think, is like first cousins to forgiveness. It's a path to forgiveness, because it's hard to bless and judge. It's hard to bless and criticize. It's hard to bless and hate. It's hard to bless and disregard others. And it's hard to bless and hold things that we can't forgive people for. And so I'm inviting us to open our hearts and open our minds and just be willing to recognize the oneness that we all share. Be willing to recognize that there's only one life, there's only one power, there's only one presence, and that one is that I choose to call God. We all choose to call it something or nothing at all, but recognizing that it is in the midst of each and every one of us, and it is in the midst of everything. And when we recognize that, then we begin to get back to the truth of our being, which is oneness. We move out of that separation. When Ernest Holmes says that life can be a blessing or a curse depending on our use of it. Life can be a blessing or a curse depending on our use of it. So the choice is ours. The choice is ours, whether we're going to live a life of blessing or whether we're going to live a life of curse. And Hafiz also said, the word you speak becomes the house you live in. The word you speak becomes the house you live in. That's powerful. The word you speak becomes the house you live in. So we have to be mindful of the words that we speak. We have to be mindful of the thoughts that we think that come out as words. We have to be mindful, always, of the house we're living in and wondering how we got there. It's not hard to figure out sometimes when we really walk through our lives mindfully. When we walk through our days mindfully, when we walk through our days with open hearts, when we walk through our days with a sense of oneness and guidance and direction that we're always receiving from that one power and that one presence that is always with us. When we are in that place, when we're in that consciousness of oneness, then it's not so hard for us to bless. It's not so hard for us to let it go. It's not so hard for us to open our hearts and open our minds to blessing, to wishing the very best for someone. No matter what happens, wishing the very best for someone. So what I'll invite you to do is to start each day with a blessing, allowing that to be a part of your spiritual practice. Before you even get out of bed in the mornings, just opening your eyes and bless the day. Wishing the very best for this day, wishing the very best for others, and for people who come to your mind as soon as you wake up. Spirit wakes me up every morning at 3 o'clock. And there are times when I think that it could be a little bit later when you have something to tell me. But no, 3 o'clock is the time to wake up and let's talk, let's hear. But at that time also, it's a time for blessing. It's a time for opening our hearts. It's a time for, and the first people who come to my mind when I wake up in the mornings is the people I bless, wishing the very best for them. Wishing the best for them, and if you know what's going on with them, wishing the best for them for peace of mind, wishing the best for them for their health, wishing the best for them and blessing them in their health, blessing them in their homes, blessing them in their relationships, blessing them in abundance and prosperity, blessing them in all ways. And then, of course, blessing ourselves in whatever's going on, blessing ourselves in our ability to forgive when we find it hard to do that. Blessing ourselves in our willingness to be open and available. Blessing ourselves in our oneness with all of life. Blessing ourselves in our abundance and prosperity. Blessing our world in peace. Blessing our world in harmony. Blessing our world in balance. Blessing our world. And it goes on and on and on. Whatever comes to your mind, whatever comes to you, whatever is on your heart, bless it. Whoever is on your heart, bless them. Whoever comes to mind, bless them. before you even start your day. And when we are in that place of blessing, that's when we're in that place of oneness. Because it's hard to bless and hold something against somebody, as I said before. So we can walk through this life in oneness. We can walk through this life. We can walk through our days knowing that we are all connected, because we are, like it or not, we are. And what blessing does, it opens our minds. It helps us to be in that consciousness of oneness. Blessing has been called a bridge between heaven and earth. And it helps us to remember that. And you know, there's so many different ways to bless other than with our words. We can bless with a hug. We can bless with a smile. You know how important a smile may be to somebody sometimes? A stranger even, someone we don't even know. I remember once I was in a Costco, and I had gone down an aisle, and there was a woman in front of me, and I was going about my way, and she was going about hers, and then when I stopped and headed back the other way, she was behind me, so she had gone down around and come back behind me. And when she came behind me, I saw her, I said, hello, and she said hello, and she had a necklace in her hand, and she said, when I passed you just now, something made me just want to give this to you. And she took this necklace, she had taken this necklace off, and she put it around my neck. I had never seen her before, she had never seen me before, but she said, I just had the urge to give this to you. It was something about you that made me want to share this with you. Let's breathe that in. I had forgotten about that. What a blessing that was. The blessing was that she was listening to Spirit guiding her. The blessing for me was that she even noticed me, because I barely paid attention as we passed each other. She passed me. But she came all the way back around to put that necklace around my neck. And it was something that she had handmade. And she shared it with me. I had never seen her before. I'd never seen her since. But what a blessing that was. Can you imagine what my day was like after that? And you know, in thinking about this Mothering Day, this is what mothers are all about. This is what mothering is all about. When we listen to the poem that's attributed to Senator Cory Booker, that's what, if you substitute the word love for the word blessing for the word love, that's what mothering is all about also. It's about blessing, because mothers bless us. They bless us with their wisdom, they bless us with their love, they bless us with their patience, they bless us with their teachings, they bless us with their examples. And again, I'm not just talking about biological mothers, but all who mother. We are blessed, so blessed. And so when we keep that in mind and we set our intention to bless, when we start our day setting our intention to bless, and as I say all the time, once we set our intention, we have to keep our attention on our intention. We have to keep our attention on our intention, because you know the day gets full. And before we even get out of bed, sometimes we've forgotten what the intention was if we don't keep our attention on what our intention is. And so keeping our attention on our intention to bless makes us walk through the day mindfully. It makes us interact with each other mindfully. It makes us wish the best for someone, even if we don't know who they are. Even if they just took that parking space we were waiting for in the parking lot. Or even if they do something else that really would ordinarily disturb us. If we can just take a deep breath and just bless them on their way. Bless them in their peace of mind. Bless them in whatever way we can bless them. Wish the very best for them, whatever it is. Whatever the very best is. Wishing the very best for someone. And knowing that we have this choice. We have a choice for life to be a blessing or a curse for us. Wouldn't you choose blessing? Wouldn't you choose blessing? And so as a result of our blessing others, as a result of our blessing life, as a result of our blessing, which is our secret weapon, that's the talk title today, Blessing, the Secret Weapon. Blessing is a secret weapon because it's something we can do. People don't even know we're doing it. It's just like sometimes when we take a deep breath. It's just like forgiveness. Blessing is the doorway to forgiveness. We forgive and people don't even know we're doing it because it's something that happens, a matter of the heart. And blessing is a matter of the heart also. And so when we do things that are a matter of the heart, when we wish the very best for someone, even those that we haven't thought we liked very well, but we just wish the best for them anyway. Do you know that takes work sometimes? Think about it. Take a deep breath and think about somebody that you may have been at odds with, someone that you may not be very fond of, someone, and it doesn't have to be someone you know personally, someone you see on TV, someone in the world, politicians, government officials, strangers, whatever the case may be, teachers, friends, relatives, whatever the case may be. But whoever comes to your mind right now, just take a deep breath and say, I bless you. I bless you in your life. I wish the very best for you. I wish the very best for you. And if you find that's difficult for you to do, take another deep breath. And say to yourself, I'm having a difficult time blessing right now, and I'm forgiving myself for that. I'm blessing myself in my forgiveness. I'm blessing myself in my unwillingness. I'm blessing myself as I open my heart, as I open my mind, as I open my entire beingness. Because I know that in the midst of all this, God is. That power and that presence of God is in the midst of my resistance. And when we get into that place of being willing to let go of the resistance, that resistance itself is a weapon, is a cruel knife. And so we can drop that cruel knife and open our hearts and allow blessing to replace it. Allow blessing to become that secret weapon. Allow blessing to become that light. Allow blessing to become that joy. Allow blessing to become that love. And this is what I'm inviting us to do today, to know that we have a secret weapon. We have the opportunity and the ability to bless others. And do you know that shifts not only our consciousness, it shifts the consciousness of the world. It shifts the consciousness of everyone with whom we come in contact. Because we're all one. There's only one of us here. The power and the presence of the loving presence of God. And when we recognize that and recognize our oneness, then we can allow our energy to shift so that it shifts the energy all around us. All around us. And so I'm inviting you today to bless, to wish the very best for someone. Wish the very best for everyone. And when you find that you can't do it, just keep doing it. Keep trying. Keep wishing the best. And we don't have to specify what that is because we don't know what that is. We don't know what that is. We don't have to define what the best is. God knows that. That one power, that one intelligence knows that. But what we can do is just continue to open our hearts. We can keep open the door, as Howard Thurman says, keep open the door of our own hearts. And it matters not how many doors are closed against us. We keep open the doors of our own heart. It matters not how many doors are closed against us. Because love does not require reciprocity. Blessing does not require reciprocity. If it is to be, it starts with me. If it is to be, it starts with me. And if it starts with me, it has to affect everyone with whom I come in contact. It has to have a ripple effect. It has to have a ripple effect. It has to have a ripple effect. And so this small blessing that happens within me becomes a part of my consciousness, and my consciousness becomes a part of everyone in this room. Just like your consciousness becomes a part of everyone in this room. Your consciousness becomes a part of us all, the collective consciousness. This is how we change the world. We can change the world just by wishing the very best for the person in front of us. And then that person does the same thing, wishing the very best, wishing the very best, wishing the very best. Can you imagine what this world would be like? Let's take a breath. Just imagine what it would be like if each of us walk through our lives using this, wielding this secret weapon. We walk through our lives blessing everybody we see, blessing everybody we meet, blessing every car we pass, blessing someone who's holding up the grocery store line, blessing and blessing and blessing as we go. Imagine what life would be like and how quickly things would start to change because it becomes a part of the collective consciousness. We're all a part of the one. We're all a part of the one. We're all a part of the one. There's no changing that. And so knowing that truth, just blessing myself blesses you. You blessing yourself blesses the next person. And my blessing each and every one here is my secret weapon. So I invite you to allow blessing to be your secret weapon. Blessing and love go hand in hand, same thing. So when we're blessing, when we're loving, that's our secret weapon. And so I invite you to wield your secret weapon. Walk through life with that secret weapon. It's just like walking through life taking a deep breath. Nobody really knows you're doing it. Same way with blessing. You're walking through blessing everybody you see, every car you pass on the highway, every child you see, every person you meet. Can you imagine what life would be like? Can you imagine what your life would be like? Because when you are constantly blessing, when you're being mindful about blessing, when you're setting your intention and to bless and keeping your attention on your intention to bless, do you know how much life shifts for you? Do you know how much life shifts for me? And as it shifts for me, as it shifts for you, as we go through this life, then it shifts for the next person. And it shifts for the next person. And then we become blessings. We become blessings. We move from that verb, bless, to that noun, bless. We become the thing itself. We become a blessing. And you know, sometimes just telling people what a blessing they have been in your life. What a blessing they are in your life. Telling those who mother today what a blessing they are. Telling those who are around you what a blessing they have been. What a blessing it is that they did whatever it is they did for you. However it is they saw you. And you know, seeing each other is a blessing. When we actually acknowledge people, we actually see people, because you know, we walk through life without seeing each other, without paying attention. And just doing that, making eye contact, as I said, smiling, acknowledging. That's the secret weapon. That's the secret weapon. And I invite you to pick it up and use it. And if there's resistance, drop it. That's the cruel knife. If there's unforgiveness, drop it. That's the cruel knife. If there's criticism, drop it. That's the cruel knife. If there's anything that is unlike love, if there's anything that that would separate us, energetically even, drop it. That's the cruel knife. Someone who knows God, Hafiz says, has dropped the cruel knife. That cruel knife that they so often use against their tender self and others. And so I'm inviting us today to drop the cruel knife, whatever name it may have, drop that. And then pick up the secret weapon that we have with us always. By seeing each other, acknowledging each other, loving each other, and most importantly, blessing each other throughout our lives. Let's turn within. And so just taking a deep breath together, just recognizing that one power, that one presence, that one mind, that one life, that one intelligence, that one breath that is always breathing us, that is always breathing us, for it is always right where we are in each and every moment of each and every day. It is that from which we can never depart. It never departs from us. This one I choose to call God, but by any other name, it is my very life. It is the life of each and every one of us. It is the source of our being. And so just knowing this truth, I speak this word for each of us this day. Speaking a word of love and peace and harmony and balance and joy and light and blessing. Wishing the very best for each and every person in each and every moment. Knowing that there's wholeness that is revealing itself in each and every life. That God goes before each of us, making straight our way in all ways and all things, guiding us, directing us, lifting us up, loving us, blessing us always. So I bless this center, knowing that it is filled with light and love and peace and harmony and balance and joy. It is filled with the love of God. It is filled with the presence of God. It is filled with the power of God. Bless Reverend Harriet right where she is, just knowing that God is blessing and keeping her. Just knowing that all indeed is well, as wholeness reveals itself in each and every life, each and every moment of each and every day. And so for this, I say thank you, Father, Mother God, as this word goes out to anyone on this planet needing a prayer this day, knowing that right where each one is, God is blessing and keeping them. And so I pause momentarily so that you may speak the names of anyone you'd like held in prayer. You may speak their names silently or loud, but you may speak them now. And so for all those whose names were spoken here this day, I know that God is right where each one is, blessing and keeping them. But God is in the midst of everything, situation, circumstance, event. God's there. God is here. Thank you, Father, Mother God, for the blessing of this day. Thank you, Father, Mother God, for the blessings of our lives. Thank you, Father, Mother God, for everything. For everything. I know indeed that all is well. I know for certain that all is God. I simply allow it to be now. And so it is.
I walk in God, in